What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be talking about how VEVE Season 1 generated $15.4 million, mostly in beta phase. Before we do this, if you enjoyed this video then consider dropping a like and subscribing if you're new around here. So what I did last night was I've gone through and I've essentially taken all the launches and I broke it down into their seasonal drops, the NFT name, rarity, mint, price, revenue, so that we could reflect ideas with one another in this video. Essentially about how successful Season 1 actually was for the overall picture that VEVE's trying to paint within this NFT space. But before we do this, what I want to do is I want to jump into a couple little updates that have happened. So if you want to jump ahead, you can, but I thought we'd go over one of the sort of Medium articles they've recently created, saying that they sold over 450,000 different digital collectibles. And if you haven't gone through and read this, then I'll link it in the description below so you can have a little read. But I thought it would be something interesting, just sort of scroll through and see, you know, VEVE essentially highlighting their Batman Black and White as their first ever NFT that was released. So I do believe this particular NFT is going to get a huge amount of traction. The whole Batman series is, because it's going to be very nostalgic moving forward. It was a Season 1 drop. It's an incredibly popular brand and franchise. And the artwork is incredible throughout. But if we scroll through, we can see they just sort of done a little bit of going through history sort of thing, which I thought was really cool just to see them take a jump down nostalgia lane, I guess, in some ways. And I think we'll look back at this post in the future when we've got Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, and realise how significant Season 1 actually was for the overall picture that was being painted by VEVE. But I thought I would just go through here. And the last thing I just want to touch upon is Slimer, Ghost Drop, and Edo was supposed to be released within Season 1, and it looks like they're going to be released within Season 2, but still be a part of the Season 1 drop, I believe. So that's going to be really cool. I did see the animated video of the Ghost Trap, which looks ridiculous. It looks so cool. So I'll definitely be trying to get onto that one. If hopefully I can this time. We'll see how that plays out. And the other piece of news I just want to talk about here was, you know, Trevor releasing that they're in the creation or development of over 100 different NFTs now. You know, this season has proven that VEVE hold a significant place within the development of the NFT marketplace. And seeing now they're going on to create over 100 NFTs, they are fully aware that this concept has been proven now. This is a business that's here to stay. And we go over the numbers in a second and I break this down to you. We're going to see how significant this season's actually been. But it's very cool to see Trevor release this. Obviously, we've got a lot of things to be excited about coming forward. I cannot wait for Season 1. I'm hoping Jurassic Park gets released. I think we'll see some really cool animation in Jurassic Park. I think that launch in itself will take things to a whole different level. I think we may see sound incorporated with movement. Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm very excited about this, but I just wanted to bring people's attention to that. So we're going to jump straight into the whole point of this video. Okay, so I've gone through and I've broken down every single launch, every single rarity, the name, the seasonal drop, so that we could just essentially talk about how crazy this season has actually been. Because if we accumulate all of this revenue, we come to the left, to the right here, we can see that $15.355 million. I round it up to 15.4 just to sort of so I didn't have to write out this number because it just looks a little bit messy. But we can see they generate $15.35 million in a 7-month window of time. Now, when you consider the fact that VEVE were inside beta for the majority of this launch, I mean, essentially it was only, I think it was the last couple launches which they came out of beta. So when you consider the majority of this was just in a testing phase, they were just in the construction element of the application. We speak about this a lot in previous videos, that how I think the Kripken's launch was significant for them to be able to iron out certain bugs, to be able to produce more volume within their application, to continue to test out their tech, so they can deliver NFTs in a more smooth way. And now I know obviously this didn't quite translate into the last launch that we saw within the Dragon Girl, but what I can say on my opinion on that was it was a very low mint and a very high demand, and it was a worldwide launch. So I can imagine there was a ton of strain on their servers when that got released, and for good reason, because that Dragon Girl gold and silver right now, the ultra rare, I think I saw recently there was a bid of like 1.2 thousand, so that's essentially a 12x in 3 to 4 days, which is just insane. But what I'm trying to highlight in this point specifically is that they've able to essentially establish and sell close to 500,000 different minted NFTs in their first ever season. Now, if anyone has any doubt about the sort of longevity behind NFTs and behind VEVE, just send them through to this video, because I think it's incredibly important for the community to understand how significant this actually is from a business and company perspective. Because I think the majority of the negativity around the community is because they focus on price, and so they're looking at the price of OMI and that side of the investment. But the reality of this is the VEVE is the heart of this company, and without VEVE, OMI doesn't exist. You know, this is where the focus point of this community should lay within, because this is really what VEVE's attention is on. If you look at everything that VEVE and OMI share, 99.9% of it is related to VEVE, because this is the driving factor of the company. And to see what they've been able to generate within their first ever season drop, I think the general consensus within this community should be incredibly positive. I mean, this has justified this space to an undeniable level. Every single drop has sold out. And if you've been involved with any, the speed in which they sell out is insane. If anything, that's where some of the frustration's been caused, because the demand is just that high. They're unable to, in some ways, facilitate that demand within their servers and within the delivery of product, simply because it's just so high and it was unexpected. You know, within one of the promotional videos I just saw, that was a fan-made video, which was awesome. I don't know if you've seen, if you haven't gone to Ecomi Twitter, you'll see that. But there was one part within the video where the owners spoke about how they predicted like 5 to 15,000 members, and they were up at 160,000. You know, we have to consider that this all happened within season 1 and the beta drop. You know, which is insane. That's if you think if you were preparing for 15,000, you got 160. That's nearly 11 times more than what you expected. So I actually think, with all things considered, VEVE's team have done an incredible job in being able to maintain sort of the ability to not just do almost weekly drops, which I think in some ways is impressive in itself, because we forget about how much goes on behind the scenes in the creation and development of these NFTs. And if you look at the Harley Quinn, which was one of the original launches, and have a look at the most recent Kripkins and the Dragon Girl sort of artist piece that came out, the detail within these drops is getting is increasing ever more. We're seeing that they're able to take these seasonal these new drops, these seasonal drops, and really increase the quality over time. So I actually think that the props should go to the VEVE and the Komi team. I mean, they have done something incredible, and when you think they are pioneering this space right now, you know, there is no history behind NFTs. You know, there's nowhere for them to look, apart from within themselves, within their own company structure, within their own ideas. You know, they are pioneering and structuring this vision in real time. And to see that within season 1 that we were able to sell out completely, generate over $15 million in sales, and essentially what I would say cement and solidify this this idea of NFTs within this space, for VEVE's stance within it specifically. I think we should all be incredibly proud of what they've been able to achieve. And I know the general feel is, and I love the community that I've attracted into my channel, because you all have such a positive edge, and you feel exactly the way I feel about this. You know, it's incredible to see what's been going on. And I actually think from a company owner myself, and being involved in e-commerce in my own personal life, and that's what I do as a career, to see what VEVE have been able to achieve. I mean, honestly, to do over 450,000 sales in a normal e-commerce standard of product is an incredibly large operation. And to see they've been able to do this and pioneer it, and then create and innovate within a space that essentially they're having to think on their feet in real time and create real solutions to things that and real problems to stuff that essentially has never happened before, because they're essentially they're the first ever company, in my opinion, to do something like this. So it's not even in my opinion. I mean, the reality is there are other NFT products out there, but these guys are setting the standard. They are setting the bar. And that's why I think it's significant. I just thought another cool thing we could touch upon as well is that, you know, that this was supposed to say 1 month. I don't know why this hasn't come through. Sorry. So that's 1 month. I don't know why it says 0. That must have just changed by accident. So what I did was I thought we could go through and just and break it down to exactly what was generated per minute and per second within this launch, because I don't know. I just think I'm a bit of a numbers guy. I quite like numbers. I always have done. My dad's an accountant, so it's kind of in the family a little bit. And being in business, you've got to understand your numbers. So um, we got 58,000 minted or 58,000 sold per month on average, with $1.9 million on average sold, 14,000 and nearly $500,000 per week. And this comes all the way down to $47 a minute, 1.4 minted or 1.4 products sold, and the 0.02. The second one was just a little bit of fun. 0.02 NFT sold per second. With a 78 cents per second generated. Now, the last point I just want to touch upon here, just so you guys understand, the team did take a portion of each individual drop, and they keep that in within the team of Akomi, maybe to give away for giveaways. But I also think just to have their own master sets, because they deserve it. You're going to put the hard work in. The team deserve to have their own collection. They deserve to have it. I mean, they've been a huge part of the reason why this exists, or the only reason why this company exists, apart from us in some ways investing into it. But really, they are the reason why we're here, you know, because we believe in their vision and their creation. So take these numbers with a slight pinch of salt. I would probably say roughly maybe 20 to 30 of each individual drop would have been taken out and given to the team. But the reality was I didn't want to go through and just speculate on that, so I just did total overview numbers. So I hope this video has been useful to you. You know, this season 1 drop has been incredible. And I wanted to make this and put this time in just to sort of show essentially what's actually been done here. And what they've been able to achieve as a team, because it really is so inspiring to see how far they've gone in such a short window of time. You know, their first drop was 7 months ago. We're quite literally 7 months into, well, in terms of the beta or the first ever NFT launch, into this whole incredible vision that they're painting in front of us in real time. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful and informative too. If you have, then consider dropping a like. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'd love you to be a part of the channel and join me on this journey with VEVE. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.